Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker and its teaser trailer made its debut just 1 week ago over at Star Wars Celebration, and ever since then, a lot of fans have been very excited about what's coming our way by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio in order to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about this film that we do know is that J.J. Abrams is going to connect it to both the prequels, the originals, and yes, even Star Wars Rebels and other canon material that falls under Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, what's really exciting about this film is that not only that, but it will also tap into the expanded universe, while at the same exact time exploring a lot of aspects of Jedi and Sith lore in this story. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting. Now, specifically, a description of course, Rey entering the Lost City, where it's described that she uses a rope to make her way down to the Jedi ruins. It's described that the Jedi ruins are tall structures and very narrow in design. The next goes over Rey entering one of the abandoned temples, the Jedi temples, where it's described that she comes across the entrance to the Land of Warriors, a field of many statues of ancient Jedi. It's described that Rey eventually comes across a section where Anakin Skywalker left behind a device in the Land of Warriors. The device that Anakin Skywalker left was said to be left here during the Clone Wars, and will also be explored and explained in the upcoming The Clone Wars Season 7 in 2020. The device is described to glow in a bright white color with a slight red hue that is said to be a piece to the truth of the beyond and the origins of the Force. It said Anakin left it behind to keep this a secret and keep it from falling into the wrong hands. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this. Now, you can really see how we are getting all these different projects of the Star Wars franchise, and how J.J. Abrams, Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, everybody else involved is really trying to keep the continuity all connected between the movies, the animated TV series, the comics, the books, the novels, you name it. And this by far, in case you guys did not know, is probably going to be one of the greatest connections to the Clone Wars Season 7 in 2020. In case you guys did not know, the Clone Wars Season 7 unfortunately is not dropping in late 2019, since that's when The Mandalorian starts. I guess they want the audience to focus on that before the Clone Wars drops. So the Clone Wars is in fact coming next year, early next year, where this big connection will also be explained of what's going to be shown in Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, where Anakin Skywalker during the Clone Wars once traveled to the Lost City and left this device behind, where Rey eventually discovers it, and it's described to be glowing in a white hue as well as a red hue that is said to have a connection and be a piece to the overall bigger picture here of the beyond and the origins of the Force entirely and in general. So this is something very interesting. What is this device exactly? How significant is it going to be in this movie? And most of all, this also connects to what we went over a couple of weeks ago, that there is going to be an artifact that once belonged to Anakin Skywalker that will be used in order to really evolve the plot device in this movie that's going to change from start to finish of The Rise of Skywalker. So with that being said, we do know that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, they plan to do amazing things with this movie, especially when it all comes down to the Jedi and Sith, lore and stuff like that, and how it's going to be explained in this film in order to move and evolve the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey. Again, like I say, we do know that JJ loves the characters of course, Anakin Skywalker, Luke, and even other legacy characters that will be incorporated in some way, shape, or form into Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. You can already see how J.J. Abrams is bringing back Emperor Palpatine in a unique way, and it really does, make one ask themselves exactly where is this all going, right? Where is the devices that, the Resistance is discovering, that Rey is discovering? Where are all these devices going to end up once the actual answer is given to the audience and the characters, right? So I think that when we look at Jedi and Sith lore, the fact that it is going to be used as a backdrop in this movie, I think it's brilliant, I think it's fascinating, and a step in the right direction by Disney and Lucasfilm, because, well, if you look at The Last Jedi, that really should have been the film that explored the Jedi and Sith lore in great detail. You would think that we would have learned more about the Jedi books, or about something to do with the ancient Jedi through knowledge of Luke Skywalker, but unfortunately we did not get that. Yes, it was lightly explained in a deleted scene by Luke, but that was pretty much it. So now in episode 9, we are going to get this, and this big secret by Anakin Skywalker that he left behind, this device that has a connection to the beyond and the origins of the Force, really does raise a lot of questions as to exactly what JJ plans to do with exactly how fans see the Force and what the Beyond really is, and how much of an effect it's going to really have on the past Star Wars movies. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.